Hello students, welcome to this Frames 5 video tutorial on sports. Please open Frames 5 from your application screen. Let's do an initial save. Let's go up to the File pull-down menu and go down to Save As. In the Save In window, click the down arrow and look for your student number that's next to this gray box here. Click on your student number. Under File Name, or in the File Name field, type in Sports and then hit Save. Okay, so let's begin with a clip art. On the right hand side, in the right panel, let's click on the Library panel. Let's double click on Clip Art. Let's use the slider and go all the way down and look for Sports and Leisure. Let's double click on Sports and Leisure. And now let's double click on Sports. And I want you to scroll down and I want you to look for this baseball here. Now, if you only have one baseball, then just choose the one that you have access to. But this is the one we've used in previous tutorials in years past. I'm going to use this clip art here. So let's click on it. And you can either click and hold and drag over, or you can click on it once and click on the green arrow in the bottom right hand corner. Okay. So let's reduce the size of this baseball to about just over a centimeter in diameter. Let's make it a little bit bigger. All right, so let's position it on the left-hand side of the frame so that it looks like it's entering the frame. Okay, let's deselect. Now let's find the baseball bat clip art. Let's click on it, and in the bottom right hand corner, click on the green arrow, click to add this file, and then let's position it on the right hand side of the frame, but not towards the edge. I want to have room to show that this bat is swinging. You also want to line up the ball or the bat with the ball so that as the ball is traveling towards the bat and the bat swings to hit the ball, the bat is actually going to make contact with the ball. So you might have to move the bat up or down depending on where it is positioned. Okay, next let's deselect. Okay. From the Tools panel on the right hand side, let's click on the Tools panel. Let's go away from the Library panel. Let's click on the Tools panel. All right, let's click on the Shape tool. And I want you to click on the arrowhead or the arrow tool. Okay, let's click on Stroke. Let's make sure that Stroke is selected. And I want you to just choose a gray. And I want you to reduce the width of that arrow. The fill color, maybe we don't, well, let's see. Let's make the fill color, try to make it the same color that you chose for the outline. So what I want you to do is, I want you to draw a line starting from the center of the ball and make it go straight across horizontal to the position of the bat. Now we're going to erase this arrow. This is just a guiding line for us. Okay, make sure it's straight. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Okay, make sure it's going straight. All right, if you don't like the position of it, you can click on it. And I think you can, if you click on this little point in the arrowhead, you can grab it and change the angle of that arrow. Maybe that looks more straight. Okay. All right, so let's begin. Let's make sure we deselect. and let's go up to save. Since we've got our kind of our elements ready to go, let's go up to save. All right, let's turn on the onion skin. So let's go up to the view pull down menu and click on onion skin. It's not showing onion skin, and here's why. We only have one frame. That's why. So make sure everything is deselected, and let's duplicate the frame. Now we should have the option to turn on the onion skin, either from the view pull down menu here or from the right tool panel here. So either way, click on onion skin. All right, grab that ball and then move it towards the bat. Make sure that there is overlap between the new position of the baseball and the old position of the baseball. Okay, now we're not going to start moving the bat yet. We're going to have a couple frames before we begin moving the bat. Okay? All right, so deselect and click duplicate. Do the same thing, move the ball along that line. You see why now we had that line there. And make sure you have the same overlap that you did in the previous frame. If you don't know, just click on the previous frame from the timeline at the bottom here. Make sure you get a consistent overlap. Okay, so make sure you're on the third frame. Make sure nothing is selected. Duplicate again. Let's move the ball down the arrow, again with the same overlap. Okay. All right, deselect, click duplicate. I'm going to move the ball down the line. Make sure I have that overlap. Now I have to think about the position of the ball in relationship to the bat. Is it too early to start swinging? Maybe. So I'm going to deselect and duplicate. All right, I'm going to click on the baseball and move it down the line. Make sure I have a consistent overlap there. Okay. I think I'm going to go one more frame because you have to imagine that the bat is probably going to meet the ball right about this point right here. So at this point, it looks like the ball is about the equal distance from this point as the head of the bat. So that's a good position here. So I'm actually going to go one more position. So I'm going to deselect and duplicate, and I'm going to move the ball one more position down the line towards the bat. Okay, I'm going to deselect. I'm going to click on the bat. And I don't want to resize the bat. I want to look for the rotate tool, which is here in this little ball above the control points of the bat. So what I want to do is I want to start rotating the bat this way. Okay, just a little bit. Okay, now I see here that as I'm rotating it, the actual knob or the handle of the bat changed position. So what I want to do is I want to move the handle back to its original position. Now it's nice that we have that onion skin. Okay, and I'm going to move it just a little bit down. Okay, so let's deselect. Notice how the knobs almost line up. Let's deselect and duplicate. Okay, so now we're animating two different objects. So first, let's get the position of the ball right. Then deselect, then click on the bat and rotate it a little bit more. And then shift and change the position so that the knob ends up approximately where it was in the previous frame. All right, let's deselect. Let's duplicate. Let's click on the ball and move it down the line. And then deselect, click on the bat, rotate it a little bit, and then move the knob back into its position from where it was before, approximately. You notice how it's not right exactly on? A little bit of variation is okay. All right, let's deselect. Let's duplicate. Let's move the ball down the line first, and then deselect, and then click on the bat and rotate it slightly, and then move the position of the knob so that it lines up. So you can see that probably in my next frame, I'm going to have contact here. All right, so let's deselect. Let's duplicate the frame. Let's move the ball down, and I may not be able to move it down the line the consistent amount because as I can see, I've got to rotate the bat as well, and the bat is going to be almost vertical in its vertical position. So I can't move the ball that much, and that's okay. So what I want is I want the ball and the bat touching. Now, it looks like in this frame that the bat is in front of the ball. So if I want to move the ball in front of the bat, I can click on the ball and I can go up to Options and go Bring to Front. So that's just going to put the overlap of the ball in front of the bat, the edge of the ball in front of the bat, and you can see that it's in front of it by about a millimeter or two. Okay? So we've got contact here between the ball and the bat. Now, if it looks confusing, if you want a clear picture of what this is going to look like, click off the onion skin, and there you go. We have nice contact there. Okay? All right, so let's duplicate this frame. So I've got nothing selected. I'm going to duplicate. Okay, so let's go on the right-hand side to the library panel. Let's click on the library panel. Now we want to get out of the sports clip art folder. So let's go back. And then let's go back again so that we're in the main clip art folder here. Okay, I want you to look for the cartoon folder. Double click on cartoon. And we're going to look for some visual sound effects. So in other words, we're not going to hear them, but they're cartoon visual sound effects. And this is the one that we want. We want crack, crack of the bat. So let's click on crack. And then let's click on the bottom right hand green arrow. And let's insert that into our animation. Let's reduce the size. And we just want to place it here between the ball and the bat. Now, if you want to increase the size a little bit, that's fine. We still want to see the bat and the ball, but we want that crack to be layered on top of the ball and the bat. Okay, so here's a good time to save. So this concludes this frames video tutorial on sports part 1. Please continue on with the next tutorial without calling Mr. Ueda over. Thanks for watching. Bye.